It is NBA Now by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Senior. Give me a follow on Twitter and Instagram at Chase_Senior. If you have an NBA-related question that I wasn't able to answer on today's show, slide in my DMs, give me a follow. Let's talk some shop. Let's talk some ball. Let's kick off this mailbag with this question from Donkey Kong. Who would fit better on the Warriors, Damian Lillard or Bradley Beal? Hashtag NBA. Love the show. We love you. As always, thank you for watching and making NBA Now by Chat Sports a part of your day. I think Beal would fit better because I don't think he's as ball dominant as a guy like Damian Lillard is. So let me side with Bradley Beal as the better fit on the Warriors. I also think Dame would have to play the 1 or 2. Beal, you can get away with playing him at the 3, Klay Thompson at the 2, Steph Curry at the 1, or vice versa with Klay and Beal. So I like Beal as the better fit on the Warriors, but let's be honest, like you would take both if you can. And in order to make it happen, you're looking at a trade of the number 7 pick, the number 14 pick, both in the lottery, obviously. Maybe James Wiseman, maybe Andrew Wiggins to make the salaries match as well. So those are the trade packages you might have to pull off to bring in one of those players. Let's get to this question from Kool-Aid Man. What do the Celtics need to do in free agency? They need to fortify the point guard spot. They need to bring in a legitimate point guard. There's no doubt about that. I think they were bereft of a really good one last year. Kemba Walker just wasn't available enough. And those knee injuries just allowed him, or caused him, I should say, to not be the same player that he was with the Charlotte Hornets and early on in his Celtics tenure. So I'd like the Celtics to go after a legitimate point guard. There are a lot of good guys on the market. You're talking about guys like Mike Conley, Dennis Schroeder, Kyle Lowry, Lonzo Ball's a restricted free agent. Maybe you can make a trade for another guy. Do you give up Jaylen Brown for a guy like Damian Lillard? I personally would not, because I think Jaylen Brown's one of the top two-way players in the league right now. You also have to bolster the front court too. You go after Andre Drummond, maybe you make a trade for Miles Turner. A lot of moves to be made for the Celtics this offseason. Jameer Covington with this $5 super chat. I would love Kawhi Leonard to go to the Mavericks, but they're going to have to free up that KP and Pal money. Yeah, for sure. That Kristaps Porzingis contract is a disaster. And for Luka, you got to make him happy. And if he doesn't want to play with Kristaps Porzingis anymore, you got to find a way to get rid of that contract. I'm pulling up his contract right now. It is so not team-friendly and prohibitive for the Mavericks to build around Luka. This upcoming year, $31.6 million. The year after that, $33.8 million. And the year after that, $36 million. I think Kristaps is a good player. He's not a great player. And the lesson I like to teach everybody, you don't pay great for good. Jay, what trade do you think is enough for the Celtics to land CJ McCollum? Oh boy. Future first-round picks, possibly. And I'm not going to go as far as to say they'd have to give up a guy like Jaylen Brown. But maybe you give up Marcus Smart. Maybe you give up a couple of the young assets on that roster. I think that's what it would take. I don't think you have to give up Jaylen Brown for CJ McCollum, but I think you're looking at some of those other younger pieces and future draft pieces. If you're a big NBA fan, we're killing it here at Chat Sports on a couple of our team-specific channels. Lakers Report by Chat Sports, over 36,000 subscribers. Warriors Today, we recently surpassed 18,000 subs. Mavericks Today is taking off. We're getting closer to 14,000 subscribers. Celtics Today is taking off like crazy. Big thanks to all the Celtics fans out there. You can subscribe using that link at the bottom of your screen. We surpassed 6,000 subscribers. That channel only continuing to grow. So the subscription links for all of those channels is in the description of this video. Make sure you subscribe and continue to support what we're doing here at Chat Sports if you're a big fan of some of those NBA-related channels. We move ahead in this mailbag with this question from A Krusty Crow. What team might Kawhi go to if he leaves the Clippers? So if you're just joining us on our live show, or if you're catching up after the fact, we did put out a video of some top Kawhi Leonard destinations. I think he returns to the Clippers, but the other teams we're looking at, Dallas Mavericks, Miami Heat, New York Knicks, Chicago Bulls, those are all realistic destinations for Kawhi Leonard to go to if and when he opts out of his contract. I think he's going to opt out. He's going to become a free agent. That's a ploy for him to either re-sign with the Clippers and make more money, or hit the open market to see which suitors are out there. How about this question from Jumping Jack? You want me to do a Jumping Jack? All right. Should the Warriors take a chance on Porzingis or Simmons? Does Simmons make sense? I wouldn't take a chance on Kristaps Porzingis. That salary is awful for the Dallas Mavericks. Kristaps Porzingis simply isn't worth $31 million, $33 and $36 million over the next 3 seasons. He's just not that quality of a player. Now, when he was with the New York Knicks, I thought he was going to become a star. All of the injuries have crept up on him, and I don't think he's necessarily the same dude. I also have problems with his mentality. I don't think he's a cold-blooded killer. As for Ben Simmons on the Warriors, I'm not sure he makes a ton of sense with Draymond Green on the roster right now. Draymond and Simmons are very similar players. They're all NBA defenders. They can guard 1 through 5, but they're extremely limited defensively. Now, if Ben Simmons was on the Warriors, I do think that he'd play really well. You wouldn't have to worry about his offensive shortcomings because you don't need him to shoot with Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and maybe Andrew Wiggins or another free agent or trade piece that they bring in. So I don't think Simmons makes a lot of sense with Draymond on the roster, and I would not give up assets or any players, frankly, for Kristaps Porzingis. What do you think, though? Should the Warriors trade for Ben Simmons? Type Y for yes, type N for no. We covered this a lot on Warriors Today by Chat Sports. You can subscribe to that channel using that link at the bottom of your screen. Type Y for yes, type N for no. Get those votes in down below. This question from Big Drake. Will the New York Knicks trade their draft picks to move up in the lottery or to trade for a star player? Look, they're going to be aggressive, whether that be via trade or in NBA free agency. The good news with the Knicks is they have so many picks over the next couple of years. I think it's something like 5 first-round picks over the next 3 seasons. Now, there are rules in the NBA where you can't trade back-to-back first-round picks in back-to-back years. NBA has done that to kind of limit tanking and to kind of disallow teams from just going right down the tubes, right? But here's the thing with the Knicks. A lot of those first-round picks have come back from other teams, so they're not the Knicks' first-round picks, so that they can give them up in trades. Very good assets in trades for the New York Knicks, so I think they're going to be active in free agency or via trade to try to bulk up that roster and get them back to the glory days. Superman 291, should the Mavericks bring back Tim Hardaway? I like Tim Hardaway as a player. I'm not sure I'd max him out. He might demand a max contract on the open market because he has a lot of value in the current construct of the NBA. He's a good shooter. He can spread the floor. He's very athletic. He's bouncy. And when he's on, he's on. He can go on heaters. I think the Mavericks should bring him back at an affordable price. They have to be responsible with that deal. So I would bring him back for the right price to answer that question. Yeah. What are Philly's chances of Steph in free agency? I know Daryl Morey was fined a lot of money when Steph Curry was complimenting his brother Seth on Twitter, and Daryl Morey, I think, quote tweeted that and said, "Join him," which was really funny. Now, hashtag tampering, Daryl Morey got fined a lot of money for that. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Steph is going to stay with the Golden State Warriors. To see him in another jersey would almost be like seeing Michael Jordan in a Wizards jersey. It just wouldn't be right. And Steph Curry is still at the peak of his powers. He's still in his prime right now. The Warriors have to do him right by signing him to that contract extension. I'm a little worried that he's 33 years old. He's had somewhat of an injury history. But my gosh, he's brought you 3 championships. I think you can compete for another couple championships with this current team in place right now with another addition or 2 to the roster. So I don't think Philly is going to bring in Steph. I just don't think that's realistic. Yo, my hoops heads. Hit me with a follow on Twitter and Instagram at Chase_Senior. I made it very, very easy for all of you. It's the same handle on both. I really take pride in answering all of your DMs when I have time, and I love talking ball with all of the fans out there. So hit me with the follow on Twitter and Instagram at Chase_Senior and slide in my DMs because my DMs are open.